Hi friends, it's Deanna Williston with Our Blooming Catholic Life, and as you've probably seen, I've been doing some shorts on my new dulcimer, and I thought it'd be a fun topic for a Wednesday video where we talk more about how we live in the world. And so I brought out this dulcimer. You can finally see how it is literally little stickers with numbers on it. I'll start down here at this end. This is not the only shape that dulcimers come in, but this is the teardrop shape. You can see they start with number 1, but that's not actually do. You can probably see the half and whole steps here. Do is actually on number 3. And most of the time I'm not using this 6.5 fret at all. I'm ignoring that because my dulcimer is tuned to D-A-A, which means this big fat drone string is D, and this little drone string is A, and I have 2 melody strings. Not everybody has 2, so it's technically mine's D-A-A-A. Both the melody strings are also tuned to A. There's other tunings available. A lot of people like D-A-D, and I think they're the ones who use the 6.5 fret. So while I'm not using it, it's nice to have the instrument that has that just in case I ever change my mind somewhere along the road. Now it's like a normal stringed instrument. It's going to need tuned. I have my little digital tuner here. I've lost the packaging over the years. I have the instructions that tell me how to change the battery, and that's it. But I just turn it on. There's a little button on the back. Sure, I turned it on. And you can see down here it says chrono. Now that's for chromatic C. I could also tune a guitar, a bass, or ukulele, or violin. I don't actually know what that one is. Banjo. I don't know what the F is. B flat. Oh, those are just actual notes. And then on to chrono. I use chrono. So when you use the other instruments like ukulele, it knows what string you're tuning. Like it tells you string 4, string 3, to make sure that you have them right. So the only place I have that I can hook this particular one on here, is up here on this little curly fiddle head. You can see mine's curled. And then I'm going to play each string. Now the problem is with this rig, I can't show you both the chrono, the tuner, and what I'm doing over here. So I'm going to do some of each and show you. That's my big bass string. Oh, look, he's at D. How exciting. Now I'm going to slide that down. So what I played was this big guy down here, my D. And now I'm going to play the next drone. Oh, he's perfectly at A. Yay! First melody is at A. And that melody is at A. When it gets tricky is when you're trying to do these little guys down here. I tend to flick that one away from me when tuning and then pull this one towards me. Otherwise, I'm kind of hitting them even when I don't mean to. So this one's away and this one's towards. So it's away from the other note to tune them. So this looks like it's all tuned up. I do love this tuner partially because it turns itself off. If I leave it on there, it's going to tell me tell me what note I'm playing every time I strum, and that's annoying. So set that aside. Next thing I'm doing, since I play traditionally, as you've seen, I'm using this little stick, which is actually just a dowel rod cut. And you can see it's definitely, you know what end is rubbing against the strings there, right? That's a really fast song. These are the note cards. If you've noticed, I have little note cards. They're normally sitting there. That's the music. That's how I'm cheating. Let's pick something a little bit slower. This is one that a lot of people liked. We Three Kings of Orient are. And this one, because it's in minor key, it starts, though, is down here on 1. So that's the little trick here. So you can see, as long as I know this song already, I don't have to look at the music. I'm basically just singing it to myself. We three kings of Orient are. You kind of get used to what's going up, what's going down, that sort of thing. I'm getting some of my music by looking in my Panoramas Hymnal, the Melody Edition. This is the book that EWTN uses. So you can see when I'm trying to figure a song out, I'll write it above here. And then it's right there. If it works, if that tuning works, then I'm transferring it to a little note card so that I can keep doing it. Sometimes they don't work out. I've made a mistake somewhere and I need to try again. Now, one of the things I found is they gave us this guitar pick to start with for over here, where I'm strumming in the little strum hollow. Can you see that's actually a little cutout there? It starts right there. And it works okay. They gave us different ones, and it just makes you dependent on guitar pick. Apparently, originally they would actually use a feather quill, take all the stringy, feathery bits off, although some people seem to have left them on. And so this was actually a quill. Now, for fun today, I found this in my pocket, and I was like, I wonder how it would work. This is a little tab off a loaf of bread. So oops, I didn't show you me strumming it there. Let me try and show you that. I almost like this better. It could be this big flat edge. I have tried holding this reverse, but then I'm trying to hold this little tip. It doesn't work. I also tried this tiny little bamboo spoon I had. I did not like that. It makes a much more metallic-y sound, and I was not liking that at all. So that's the basics. Again, they come in different sizes, different shapes, different woods. You can see this is several different woods together. And so you need to find one that works for you. Of course, the cutouts are all different. This one's a little bit rough. This was made down in Gatlinburg, but there's other big hot spots, like I think out in the Ozarks, there's some hot spots for it. People try and figure out where this instrument came from. A lot of you looking at my shorts are like from Indonesia and other Southeast Asian countries, and you're like, what's going on? This dulcimer is actually a Southeast United States Appalachian instrument. They think that it might have come to us by way of Germany. There was something roughly similar made in Germany in colonial times. But one of the theories is that it came to America with the Amish. The Amish I grew up near in Pennsylvania do not play any music, and I have never seen any of them with a dulcimer or any dulcimers for sale in Dutch country. And so I don't know that that's true. But my family, while not being Amish, were a good bit of them were German and did settle in the Pennsylvania area. And so they were often called Pennsylvania Dutch, even though they weren't Amish. So many cultural similarities. So I think perhaps some of them could have brought the dulcimer in, and it ended up down in the mountains. I really don't know. Nobody really knows for sure. It's exciting, but so that's roughly the history. But it's kind of amazing how we all tend to, so many cultures gravitate to the beauty of the stringed instrument. And that's why I wanted to bring you this little video. That's all. I've been doing hymns. I think this is one that a lot of people like because this droning strings kind of make it sound like a bit like a bagpipe. And this is a favorite bagpipe tune of a lot of people, to hear Amazing Grace. And you'll see I've heard two different versions. Some people start, being like all guitar-y over here and doing crazy stuff with their fingers and picking all different things both places. That's not something I can do. You can probably tell by the shape of my knuckles. I have some arthritis and different things going on. And so that doesn't really work for me. The traditional way works for now. If things change, great. But if not, I'm assuming not. So let's give this a try. 0 means open. Here's something I didn't tell you about. When you have the stick, you really want it almost on top of the fret. Especially on those high ones, it makes a difference. But let me try it here on 8. So you can see I have it right next to the fret. Now let me try without. Ugh, awful, right? That is awful. Like right on top of the fret. A lot nicer. So let's try it again. And you can see, except for when I'm playing an open, a 0, my stick is remaining on here. Sometimes I may have to do a really big jump. I don't know if there's a big jump in here, but even 5 to 7, I'm leaving it on. But I've had some that are like, and so sliding, sometimes instead I pick it up, which you're not supposed to do. It kind of stops, changes the droning sound. Ah, you could hear that instantly, couldn't you? You can see I was trying to play these upper notes here, and that I really haven't completely worked that out yet. I'm trying to figure out what sounds good and works for me. That's one thing about the dulcimer. It's usually a solo instrument that you're really just playing to bring glory to God, maybe around family, but for me, it's mainly an instrument just of pure worship and joy from me, or penitential sorrow. I think it really lends itself to psalm music. Something really pleading, like Amazing Grace. But I want it to sound what's coming from my heart, how the Spirit is speaking within me in that moment. And so I may change these up. This is how it's written. I may be changing it at some point. I don't know, because that's what it is to me. Some people do jam. Apparently there's an old joke that when people got together for a jam session and a dulcimer player sits down, they all get up, because obviously it's tuned basically to one key right now, right? And so I'm playing everything in one key. I'm okay with that. Some people aren't. People do all kinds of crazy tunings, change them all the time, and you can change it. Absolutely, can you change it? Do I have interest in that at this point in my life? No. So you're going to notice I'm probably playing everything in the exact same key. And just to note, they do actually make little tiny ones of these that sound pretty good, that they sell at a discount price to kids in schools for large school programs. And I think that's really awesome. It is an easy instrument to learn, and you're going to be able to pick up some music theory and basics at an affordable place. And that's a place in the Ozarks that does that for schools. And I think that's lovely. And just wanted to mention that it's a great way to preserve the cultural heritage of our country, as well as just to open people to the beauty of music. And as a science and math tutor, I will tell you that music helps form connections in your brain that are going to serve you well with science and math later on. So it's a real benefit. And we all know those connections help keep your brain firing on all cylinders, which is something that we want to help with our longevity. Okay, I've rambled on for long enough. God bless you for watching this long. Please, if you like these videos, like, share, and subscribe. They tell me what kind of content you want me to make, as well as they tell YouTube, hey, other people might like this video, and it gets shared more, as well as I'm trying to make at least eke out a tiny living of this. So the more people that subscribe, I'll be able to hopefully one day to monetize the channel, where I know there's ads, but I might get some money off of those ads, just a tiny bit. God bless you again, and if there's a song you'd like to hear, I can attempt to play it, but I can't make any guarantees. These are obviously all songs I know, and I've been doing a lot of songs from Liturgy of the Hours as well. Again, make any requests and let me know what you think. What instruments do you play? What's your favorite stringed instrument? What do you think of the dulcimer? What do you think of my bread tab? God bless you, friends. Have a beautiful day out there in God's creation. Amen.